Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bummer Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfellow, Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
All right. Stanionis breaks his silence on stepping aside to make Spence-Crawford. He says it's up to my team. I'll be ready for everything. Now, Richard Schaefer already said that they wasn't stepping aside. Now, that don't mean they word is bond, or that doesn't mean they word is concrete. You know what I'm saying? But that mean that they gonna need more money than the first time they step aside. Now, we ain't even close to Errol Spence, and we're not even close to Errol Spence and Bud fighting. Because if we were, then we would have got an announcement that they had signed and fought. You know how boxing go. We seen it with Canelo Triple G1. It was already signed and delivered. You know, they just brought what they brought Canelo Triple G in the ring, and they did their thing or whatever. So, like I said, I'm gonna give an update later today, man, on what I've been hearing about that fight. But Stanionis said, it's up to his team. And Richard Schaefer already been a record. They don't plan on stepping aside. So, then also Keith Thurman is talking about that, he ain't stepping aside, that he won his mandatory shot for dropping the belt, for dropping the belt, and that they playing him on that because he agreed to give up the belt, um, and he would get a shot down the line. So you heard what Ugas said. He said that before the fight, if he beat Errol, that he wanted Bud, but if he couldn't get Bud, that he would fight Keith Thurman. So, like I said before, it's a lot of things in play. That's what happens when you unify belts. You get you get mandatories. People say, well, don't you undisputed or unifications, Trump mandatories? No, it do not. That is false. That is cap. That is cap. It's all go down to a vote for the sanction belt bodies. It's all what the sanction belt bodies want to do. They can vote on it and say, well, yep, we can grant you this, this unification, this undisputed clash. Or they can say, no, you got to fight Stanionis to drop the belt. That's just the way it go. It's one of the most misused things out there. But, he says that Jake Donovan shot him for writing this. He had a decision made by Eimantas Stanionis to step aside from old title shot allowed a 3-bout unification to take place this weekend. A similar decision will allow for a fight that will crown the first ever undisputed male welterweight champion in the 4-belt era. Lithuania's Stanionis 14-0 and 9 KOs, 1 no decision, collected a consolation prize in exchange for passing on the career best opportunity, outworking Razhab Batuev 14-1, 10 KOs, 1 no contest to win the WBA World welterweight title, the Reggie regular WBA title. The fight was on the undercard of the main event, which saw Errol Spence add WBA super welterweight belt to his WCIBF collection following the 10th round stoppage of Dennis Ugas this past Saturday at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Ugas 27-5 and 12 KOs was originally ordered to face Stanionis as a mandatory challenger. An agreement was reached which allowed Ugas to face Spence in their WBA WCIBF unification bout. While Stanionis was compensated along with receiving the spot on the undercard, the expectations heading into the bout, at least on the part of Stanionis and Batuev, was the winner of Stanionis Batuev and Ugas. Spence and Ugas will meet next. Public demand has instead called for undisputed championship and pound for pound showdown between Errol Spence 28-0, 22 KOs, and WBO titleist Terrence Crawford 38-29 KOs. Which leaves Stanionis with another hard decision to make. Quote, he said, it's up to my team. I'm very flexible and just want to fight the best. And told Boxing.com during a Zoom conference call conducted by the WBA to celebrate and discuss his latest win. Quote, I never say no to any challenge. It's up to my team. I'll be ready for anything. So Stanionis is promoted by Richard Schaefer and managed by Shelly Finkel, though he has largely fought on Premier Boxing Champion platforms since turning pro in April 2017. Shortly after representing Lithuania in the 2016 Rio Olympics. All but one of his career fights have taken place under such setting, including win over Batuev, which topped a Showtime free telecast preceding the Spence Ugas Showtime pay-per-view. April 16th was put together once the owners agreed to stand down from the dual title shot versus Ugas as previously ordered by the WBA, though in the 4-man welterweight box-off tournament, Batuev defeated Jamal James to win the secondary WBA welterweight title last October, while Stanionis Ugas spent most of the last 4 months of 2021 negotiating terms for order fight. Stanionis eventually gave in, allowed the unification bout to take place with understanding and receiving a shot at the winner. 27-year-old welterweight is open to being a team player, although it would likely consider compensation for what others would view as doing the right thing, even at the expense of once again delaying his own goals. Quote, my dream is still to fight for all the belts and become undisputed. No, Stanionis, quote, I know I'm young in this game, but I like challenges and I can hang with the best. So negotiation yet begun for Crawford, Spencer-Crawford, which they have. They've been. I don't know the point of reading that point because that's a lie. So, I mean, like I said, it sounded like he willing to step aside, man. But Richard Schaefer was saying something else. But money talks, bullshit walks, and then also you got Keith Thurman standing in the way. Him and Keith should just fight. So, him and Keith should just go ahead and fight. So, but he said he's flexible. So I mean that's cool. So you always want to see team players. But he know that, he not getting no shot. He know he not getting no shot. If the winner win, more likely both of them jokers moving up. So he just gonna get a shot at one belt. Now maybe it's an outside chance that they defend the belt, it won't be versus him. So I mean he gonna rack up a bunch of money. Can't be mad at him. He getting paid. Hopefully he getting millions to step aside this time. Don't know what he got the first time, but hopefully he getting millions. But for him, do we got a chance? Yeah, man. Anybody got a chance on this level, honestly, bro. He's strong as shit too. Real strong. So real strong. So we got a small chance. But like I said before, he would be considered underball. It's just a risk not worth taking. He don't have no fans. He don't have his style exciting, but ain't no point. And acting like he probably would have beat Ugas. Ras Batuev or him probably would have beat Ugas. Ugas would have had a debatable. So he probably would have beat him. So, what's so funny is when Spence was saying, well, I'll go right into a Terrence Crawford or Ugas fight. And then when Ugas got ordered to fight Stanionis and they came to agreement and shit, then he was quiet as a fucking church mouse. And then they made sure they gave Stanionis what he wanted to step aside, and he stepped aside. Like I said before, man, with that nigga all of a sudden getting brave, that don't move me. Because his fans Errol Spence fans just go with the mood that he sent out. If he say 80-20, well, they say 80-20. If he feeling hype about fighting Bud, then they feeling hype about fighting Bud. If he say I don't need to fight Bud and Bud need to get his numbers up, well, we don't need the Bud fight. I already need 3 belts and we still undisputed. That's what you kind of get from them. They just kind of go with the flow because they don't have a brain. A lot of them may be watching boxing a long time. So that's just what it is. So I don't envision him fighting Stanionis. If anything, he fight Keith Thurman. They probably pay him step aside for Keith Thurman too. He fight Bud, they probably pay him to step aside because that's undisputed. But like I said before, he fought a good fight versus Batuev. Strong guy, sat there, beat Batuev up. But like I said before, he could take a shot, so he gonna beat it. Like, if you don't put him down, he gonna be there towards the end. Great condition too. But who gonna stand right in front of him versus like Batuev is and let you just tee up? Batuev gave us a prequel to the fucking to the main movie. You know what I'm saying? He gave us a prequel to a main movie. That's exactly him and Ugas did the same thing. Stood there and got beat up like punching bags. And you can't fight anybody like that. You stand in front of any professional boxer and you give him, especially prize fighter, and you give him the opportunity to win. But like I said before, it seemed like he willing to be a team player. So, but I don't think he willing to be a team player to step aside again for peanuts. So So well, it is what it is. So Stanionis, being a team player, so he been there to be flexible, right? He flexible. So everything clearing up. Keith Thurman really in the threat about, I heard he trying to push a mandatory shot, but we talk about that later. Talking about, part of his agreement with giving up the WBC belt was he won a shot. Like, sit your ass down, man. You did 30,000 pay-per-views. Don't nobody want to see you fight no more. You did it to yourself. You had a 3.1 million viewers watch you on CBS versus Sean Porter, and then 5.1 watch you take the belt off Danny Garcia, and then you disappear boxing in the streets of Nepal. Keith Thurman killed his own buzz by not wanting to be a competitor no more because Al Heyman been paid him way too much for the fights that he was doing. Oh, well, it is what it is, man. Keep trying to get up in there, which, like I said before, that's the fight really Al Heyman want to do. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, that subscribe button. It's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live and drop a video. Financially want to support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop a video. All right. Also, you can find me everywhere on a Linktree. Linktree is the first link in the description. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Anchor, Spotify, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. There's the first link in the description. Appreciate the love and support. Shout out to Welterweight Boxing's playlist.